Hey guys, welcome back for another video. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at our 2025-26 Notre Dame football schedule. We're going to completely break down the schedule, try to predict the games they're going to win, the games they're going to lose, and the games that as of right now might be Vegas toss-ups going into that 25 season. First things first though, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below. I will respond to every single one of them. It is never too early to start breaking down the 25 college football season. We have spring football going on. There's a lot of off-season news. A lot of things have been going on in the world of football. We have more realignment news coming down the line. But Notre Dame, one of the best seasons of the 24-25 season, they put together a national championship caliber run, came in second place next to the Ohio State Buckeyes. But they showed what this team was capable of when they put their true product on the field. Props to Notre Dame. Props to Marcus Freeman. They have a rabid fan base. They want that national championship. And they showed they can compete with the best teams in the nation. Notre Dame's had a lot of movement in the offseason. Obviously, Riley Leonard gone, Al Golden gone, but they've been able to replace those guys. And you know this team is capable of making another national championship run. First things first, though, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I'm going to respond to every single one of them. So looking at this schedule, you have the schedule there on the side of the screen. We have the games that they're favored to win as of right now, Vegas-wise. It's going to be with the Blue Star, the Vegas underdog Red Star, and the toss-up games, the Yellow Star. I don't honestly see a game on this schedule where preseason-wise, Notre Dame is going to be coming in as the underdog. A lot of people knock Notre Dame for the 25 schedule. They said the schedule was way too soft. That was not Notre Dame's fault. There were supposed to be a lot of teams that were supposed to be really good. They did not end up being good. Let's say the USC Trojans, but Notre Dame, they will play anyone, anytime during the regular season. We know they play a lot of ACC teams, and we know they are willing to travel across the country to technically play anyone. As of right now, looking at this schedule, there's actually not any cupcake games. The reason that I say that is pretty much everyone that they are playing is a Power 4 team. Usually Notre Dame, they don't waste their time with garbage scrub teams. They want to play the big dogs because at the end of the day, they care about viewership and they care about money. They make enough money to not join any conference. They're one of the only massive brands that can say that. But the big news this offseason, Riley Leonard, senior quarterback, he's gone. As of right now, Marcus Freeman has not named who's going to be the starter for the 25-26 Notre Dame football team. Could be Angeli, could be Carr. We don't really know. Carr would be a young guy. Angeli has more reps as a true starter. We did see him in the playoffs fill in for Riley Leonard. Actually did really good. He was slinging the ball up and down the field. When he came in, everyone thought that they were just going to run the ball with love, but he actually came out slinging the ball. But when you look at Notre Dame's roster, this is a really good roster. This is a very physical, old-school style team. They want to line up. They want to run the ball right at you. And they have Jeremiah Love. They have a running back who can consistently do that, who can beat you at the line of scrimmage. They're going to wear you down. You have to compete with them, not for one, not two, not three, but over 4 quarters of physical smash-mouth football. Al Golden's gone, led this team to the number 3 total defense in the nation last season, 11.3 points per game. This team was really good, one of the best secondaries in the nation last season. So who are they bringing in? They're going to be bringing in Ash as the defensive coordinator. Some people liked the hire, some people didn't like the hire. He's already in his time as a defensive coordinator, coached 4 top 15 defenses. He's been on big schools. He's coached at Ohio State. He's coached at Texas. So he has the resume to show that he can lead this team, but you just honestly have to trust Marcus Freeman. The reason that I say that is he's hit on every single coordinator hire since he's been a head coach. Golden, Denbrock's coming back, one of the best offensive minds in football. So you just have to trust that so far he has not made a bad hire. And obviously this roster still has a lot of playmakers. They have Bowen as the linebacker. They have Schuler at safety, Moore at cornerback. They had one of the best secondaries in the nation last season, one of the best front sevens, even with all of their injuries. Some of those guys are coming back. Yes, they lost some pieces, but the pieces are there for Ash to still be putting together a very successful defensive roster. Quarterback, still a question mark, but we know with that smash mouth style of football, they're going to be able to run the ball. It's going to take a lot of pressure off the young quarterback. It's going to open up the play action, which is obviously a quarterback's best friend. They have Malachi Fields, they have Micah. Faison's back at wide receiver. Faison had a massive playoff performance. He became their true number one receiver down the stretch. He's back there. He's going to be a quarterback's best friend when you need the deep shots. Faison is always going to step up to do that. And obviously you have Jeremiah Love, one of the best running backs in the nation this past season. But let's take a look at their schedule. They're kicking things off. Very tough game off the bat at Miami Hurricanes. Notre Dame fans, do not overlook this game. Do not overlook this team. Don't forget 2017, what happened the last time you went to Miami. You got curb stomped. You have to respect Miami. Miami can match you talent for talent at every single position. They have the number 9 overall roster according to ESPN. 4- and 5-star blue chip players up and down the roster. They have Carson Beck coming in. No stage is too big for Carson Beck. He's played in the SEC. He's played at Georgia. He's played in SEC championships. He's a veteran, experienced quarterback. He's going to be able to lead the Miami team. Don't forget last season. Yes, their defense was a complete joke. They had the number 1 overall offense in all of college football last season. Yeah, they're probably not going to have the number 1 offense this season, but they're going to have a top 10 offensive line. They're going to have a top 20 rushing game. They're going to be loaded at tight end, wide receiver, and they have an experienced quarterback there who's going to be able to lead this team. But thankfully for you, Carson Beck, he's injured right now. Not going to be playing much spring ball, if any spring ball at all. His very first time getting some game reps is going to be versus that Notre Dame defense. You have the defense. Defense travels, but you will also be breaking in a new young quarterback. So I have this game as of right now marked a toss-up. It's not a knock. I'm not saying Notre Dame's going to lose it. I'm not saying Notre Dame's going to win it. I think either team is capable of winning this, but whoever wins this game, that's obviously going to set you on the projection for however your season's going to go. But as of right now, it's a toss-up, 50-50 game. If Notre Dame loses this game, it doesn't mean anything. They're probably still going to make the playoffs. I do think Notre Dame will make the playoffs again, back-to-back seasons. Then after that, they have the Texas A&M Aggies. This game's going to be in Notre Dame. It was in College Station last season. They beat the Aggies last season. They ran the ball on them. Riley Leonard didn't have his best game, first game at Notre Dame, but Notre Dame consistently continued to get better throughout the season. I do think this game is a toss-up. Obviously, the Aggies, a top 5 overall roster, but they have a lot of pieces they have to put together. There's a lot of unknowns with the Aggies. That's the only reason I mark this game as a toss-up. If you force me to pick who is going to win this game today, I would go with Notre Dame. I picked them to upset the Aggies last season. I will be sticking with that. But as of right now, Vegas early-wise, this game is a toss-up, but it's a slight lean to Notre Dame. They are at home, and I do think they are the better, more disciplined team. And then after that, September 20th, Notre Dame, obviously the Purdue Boilermakers. This game's not going to be close. Notre Dame will be beating them. They're going to be the favorites here, and they're going to beat them by a lot. And then after that, Saturday, September 27th, at Arkansas Razorbacks. This is why I said Notre Dame will go anywhere. They will play anyone. They're not afraid to play anyone in any conference, at home or on the road. They're going to the SEC, to Arkansas. Arkansas is one of those teams you never want to sleep on. They're usually an under-the-radar competitive team. Yes, they only win 6 to 7 games per season, but usually their losses are one-possession losses where they almost upset way more talented rosters. They have a quarterback. They have an offense. They play a tough style of football, but usually their defense always lets them down. As of right now, Vegas-wise, I'm going to predict still that Notre Dame's going to come into this game as the favorite. Then October 4th, the Boise State Broncos. Again, Notre Dame willing to go anywhere and play anyone at any time. This game's going to be at home in Notre Dame, but Boise State, yes, they're not going to have Gentry at the running back position. Very talented team. They made the playoffs this past season, and a lot of those guys are coming back. You don't want to overlook Boise State here, but I think Notre Dame's physicality is what's going to separate these two rosters. They're going to wear them down over 4 quarters. So I don't have this as a toss-up. I have Notre Dame winning it early on. Then Saturday, October 18th, USC. This game's also in Notre Dame. This is one of those games. Like I said last season, USC was one of those teams that disappointed. The talent's there. You have Lincoln Riley. You just never know what type of product you're going to get on the field because you know he can coach offense. Their defense has recently let them down, but when they hired Deanton Lynn this past season, their defense took massive steps forward last year. They're going to take even more steps forward this season. USC is probably going to have a top 30, top 40 overall defense this season. Talented roster. They're going to have a quarterback who's going to have some turnovers. Notre Dame will be able to take advantage of that with their secondary. Probably going to have 1 or 2 picks this game, but You never want to overlook a Lincoln Riley coach team. This is the guy, any game could potentially turn into a shootout. When it's a shootout, whoever has the ball last is going to win that game. It's really hard to predict who's going to have the ball last early on. USC talented, and they're actually doing really good recruiting-wise right now. They have a lot of things spinning in their favor. I have this marked as a toss-up game. Again, I'm not saying Notre Dame's going to lose it. If I was betting on it right now, I would be betting on Notre Dame. But I want to see what product we get from USC before I pick this game. Then November 8th, the Navy midshipmen. Notre Dame dominated this game last season. They play them every year. They know how to play them. They know how to play the triple option. Notre Dame's going to be favored. Then at Boston College, they're going across the country. They're playing an ACC team. They're going to own Boston College. It's a Bill O'Reilly team. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to try to establish the run. It's going to be easier said than done. It's going to be very hard to run on Notre Dame. It's going to be hard to throw on Notre Dame. No matter what, they're going to have a top 10 defense. Defense travels on the road. They win this game. And then NC State Wolfpack, one of those teams started out last season top 25, supposed to have been competing for the ACC. A little bit of a letdown season. They're not going to have the momentum coming into this season. It's another ACC matchup. Notre Dame should be able to dominate it because they're going to, again, own the line of scrimmage. Then a Syracuse-Orange matchup, another ACC matchup. This game is at Notre Dame. They're going to be playing at home. Syracuse last season, Kyle McCord, they led not just the ACC, they led the country in passing. Miami was number 2. They were slinging the ball, a very talented crop of wide receivers. But Kyle McCord's gone. So they're going to be having a new quarterback coming in here. There's going to be a lot of pieces. It's going to be hard to compete with Notre Dame. You don't want to overlook this game because you have to respect the offense they're going to have. But new quarterback versus that Notre Dame secondary, that doesn't bode well to me. Notre Dame's going to be favored here. Then they finish the season at the Pittsburgh Panthers. This is actually a little bit of a tough game. 2 really good colleges, 2 good academic schools. Pitt, really good offense last season. They actually had a top 20 overall offense. They were slinging the ball up and down the field. Never overlook Pat Narduzzi. He can have a physical team. Sometimes they have a great defense. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have a good offense. Sometimes they don't. They kind of go back and forth. They will have a good offense next season. The transfer from Alabama put up over 4,000 yards passing. They're going to move the ball. But Notre Dame in that defense, no matter how good you are at passing, it's going to be consistently difficult to throw the ball on that Notre Dame secondary. I keep mentioning it. One of the best secondaries in the nation last season. They're going to have one of the best secondaries in the nation this season. And if they keep that front 7 healthy, they're going to put a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So as of right now, I still have to go not with the toss-up, but with Notre Dame being favored. So you see there, I have no games preseason where Notre Dame will be the underdog. I think at worst, the game will be a toss-up, and I only have 3 of those. More than likely, they will at least win 2 of those 3. I do have Notre Dame early making the playoffs again. Guys, that's just a quick early rundown of the Notre Dame schedule. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, please drop them below, and I will respond. Thank you.